Viva la raza!
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
We lie, we cheat,
We
steal.
bitch.
We lie, we cheat,
We
we
bitch.
steal. Mamacita, we got that passion that's lasting long.
Welcome to We Lie, We Cheat, We Bitch, episode 4. Today we discuss Ronda Rousey's incredible defeat where she was knocked out by Holm, Paige and Charlotte Diva's championship, and the Raw recap of this week. I'm here with Raval. How are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Good.
It was a great Raw,
Yeah.
great weekend. Feeling good.
Feeling good?
Yeah.
Excellent. Right, first of all, massive news this week. We don't talk UFC normally, but we have to. Ronda Rousey. Holy shit.
Getting knocked the fuck out. Brilliant stuff by
Holly Holm.
Holly Holm. I was going to forget her name for a second. But now she's pretty much a household name, isn't she?
Absolutely, yeah. There wasn't even a mark on her in that match. And apparently she had immediate plastic surgery. And
That's crazy.
I mean, I watched the fight and she was unrecognisable. Unrecognisable, man. And fucking unbelievable because she's meant to be like the hardest woman on the planet. And she got
that's how they're billing her, aren't they?
absolutely destroyed. But
That was insane.
Terrible. But that kick though is like Shawn Michaels, isn't it? Like a super kick to the neck. But I did feel like chanting HBK. And in fact, I did at one point, and my girlfriend was sitting next to me, looking at me like, "What the fuck are you doing?" But I was like, "Yeah, it's a long story."
What are you doing?
Yeah.
No, I like watching the big fights in UFC. I when Lesnar was there, I tried my hardest to get involved. Of course, I'm going to get involved if Punk debuts. He needs to bloody debut.
Within 1 minute 35 seconds, we've mentioned Punk already.
Jesus,
Every week. It's good though, man.
It shows you how relevant the guy still
Absolutely.
is.
But I'm the same. I'm not a massive. Well, I wouldn't say I'm not a fan of UFC really. I just don't. I wouldn't say I'm not a fan. I dislike it. I just don't watch it. I don't go out my way to watch it like I do
Sorry,
WWE.
I'm just going to stop you there.
Yes.
Mentioning Punk, you're wearing Punk merchandise.
I am.
Punk
In fact,
hoodie,
yeah, the hoodie
Punk
and
t-shirt.
the yellow GTS t-shirt.
Nice,
Oh yeah, still
nice
representing the best in the world. But I'm the same though. Like, I'm not really into UFC. I'll go out my way to watch Punk when he debuts, which is meant to be next summer. They reckon. Dana White said that.
There was some delay, wasn't there?
Shoulder injury.
Yeah,
there's a shoulder injury. But anyway, enough about Punk. I could talk for hours about Punk. But anyway, so she got knocked out, Ronda Rousey. Now she's 12-1. There's obviously the rumours about her coming to WWE. If she did, when do you think that would happen? Obviously, she's going to take a break. She said she is from UFC, but she will have another match, even if it's a rematch with Holly Holm. Do you see her coming to WWE anytime soon?
You know what? I think if there was going to be a time, it would be now.
Yeah. Or do you reckon just where she's just been? Now there's question marks about her. Then she goes to WWE.
No, I know what you're saying with she can't hang in UFC, whatever. But as far as being a hot property in the wrestling world, she's massive. WrestleMania is coming up. I'm not saying it's right around the corner or anything, but if you were going to start a program, you can start the discussions about getting her signed now. So, for example, was it last week? I'm not sure if we mentioned it before, but Ronda Rousey in an article said, or in an interview said, she wants to be the best at everything and explore everything that women can do in sports.
Boxing was mentioned.
Yeah.
Fighting Floyd Mayweather, which is insane. WWE, obviously, she wants to be Diva's champion. She wants to conquer wrestling.
Yeah.
There's a lot there, isn't there?
Yeah. So I mean, Triple H with that tweet, I think we mentioned it before, saying I'll leave the lights on in the training center, and I think obviously with The Rock, part-timers, there's so much right now in the WWE that's going on that allows her just to come in for that one match and then go away. I think, okay, you can say in let's say the real world of fighting, so boxing, UFC, whatever.
Yeah.
Her value of stock has plummeted in that loss, right? But everywhere else in, let's say, our world, in our universe, wrestling, she's still that hot property, I think, because of what she left in WrestleMania with The Rock in that segment.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone was like, come on, just get in the ring with someone already, you know?
Exactly. But the thing is with Ronda Rousey as well, you say to anybody who don't follow UFC, like I don't follow UFC.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think of someone like my dad, for instance. He doesn't watch UFC, he doesn't watch wrestling. He knows who Ronda Rousey is. He knows what she does.
Exactly.
So there you go. Like he knows who The Rock is and Stone Cold. Like they're people know who they are. So it's still she would be a big draw and a big signing for WWE.
It would be a very good thing as well because, like you said, wasn't Stephanie at one of the big events? So I think we even mentioned that last week.
She was on UFC 193 Embedded or something like that show.
Yeah, and so there is some sort of relationship there, and
She's big. I think she's legitimately friends with Ronda Rousey. I think. So
the thing is, it's not like she made an appearance at WrestleMania and then fell off the face of the earth in the rest or the face of the wrestling world. She's still been in and out in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Related to WWE. So I think right now is a good time to start discussions. But if you're going to have a match, have it at WrestleMania or sign her now, start the discussions now, and then at WrestleMania have another segment, but have her announce that she will be competing in the WWE ring at some stage in the future.
Yeah, I think it's hard to say really. I don't know if now is a good time for her, just because of that defeat. Is she at a low point? It could be a good chance for her to have a break from UFC before returning to the octagon. Have a go at WWE, even if it's from Rumble to Mania.
Yeah.
Like in that few months, have a little build up to a match, or I don't know, or does she wait, get her UFC back on track, get to a certain point where it's like, right, I've done what I can now in UFC. I've turned that defeat around. I've gone and knocked out 5-6 more.
Yeah.
UFC fighters. Now is it the time to go to WWE where I'm now a badass again, sort of thing. Okay.
I don't know. I mean,
either way, it's good. It could be a good time for her now. I don't know.
I think that the mainstream attention that match got, whenever she lost, right, it had to happen at some stage. There's going to be mass media interest in that happening, right?
Yeah.
So obviously that happened now. So again, she's extremely relevant everywhere. But the only thing I'm worried about is UFC will see, or Dana White or whatever will go, holy shit, that is a whole lot of fucking interest. Let's get a rematch as soon as fucking possible. I see that as the only blocker.
Yeah.
Of course, also she wants time off, but
of course, yeah.
I think that the more logical way this whole situation will probably play out is Ronda takes a break from everything, and UFC bring her back to have a match against probably the same girl who's still champion. So that's going to be the biggest match, the rematch to the two hardest women on the planet or something like that.
Yeah.
Because is it Holly Holm?
Holly Holm.
She keeps her perfect record of winning.
I think she's 9-0 now. Yeah.
Yeah. So if she keeps the belt, who wouldn't want to see Ronda coming back? It's like Taz said in his ridiculous post of it. We talk about it in a second, but
yeah.
For example, Rollins, right? He didn't really lose the title, but him getting injured actually puts him more over with fans. When he comes back, he's in a 10 times better position than he was today, even though he was so...
Yeah, you can't imagine it being a better position than where he was, but he...
But that is the fact. Yeah. That is what's going to happen. So if Ronda comes back and wins... Can you just imagine the money and the draw again she'll be? So I think that's the way this whole situation will play out.
Yeah.
But obviously we want the WWE scenario to happen.
Of course, yeah. You think she will wrestle? Do you think she will compete in a match?
I think she legitimately wants to compete in a match.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing there's a whole lot of red tape things at play that is out of her hands.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing...
I'd like to say I want her to have a match, and I can just see a typical WWE situation where Ronda Rousey's going to be at WrestleMania. She's a special guest referee. It's just like, I just want to see her. I want to see her fight. I want to see her. Well, we discussed the title last week with her, funny enough. I want to see it be women's champion, not Divas champion. That's a different story. I don't know. Hopefully there's a part for her to play in WWE at some stage. Whether now's the right time, I don't know.
Okay, I get your point as well.
But let's move on from UFC anyway.
Okay.
Because we're wrestling fans. Obviously, you mentioned it was a great Raw this week.
Definitely
It was a
Great Raw.
brilliant Raw. The biggest talking point, probably, there's quite a few big talking points, but probably the biggest one, the most controversial one, was the ending, the final segment between Paige and Charlotte.
Awesome segment.
The Divas Championship contract signing. They never go smoothly, do they? Contract signing, shit's going down. But the controversial bit, Paige, what she said about Charlotte's brother.
Harsh as
what
fuck.
Do you think?
Enjoyable as hell. I mean,
I've got one. Sorry, just throw it in there. I've got one thing to say. Right?
Yeah.
Fans really, really piss me off because they moan and bitch and say the product isn't what it used to be. I don't know, like it's not edgy enough. As soon as WWE throws something in there edgy, right? This segment when Paige said about her brother didn't have to fight towards the end.
Right.
It made everyone go, oh, like that. You felt emotionally attached to it.
Yeah.
And that's what you want as
Exactly.
a wrestling fan. And then people go and moan about it. But fuck off. Go and watch Cartoon Network or something.
Yeah.
Something fucking,
what the fuck?
But I don't know. I thought it was. As harsh as
It is.
It was brilliant.
It is fucked up.
And
but
it puts me back what you said last week about Paige being like Punk.
Yes.
And that proved it.
It is, isn't it?
Because it's similar to the whole Paul Bearer bit when Punk poured his ashes.
Fucking brilliant that
obviously
was.
not his ashes, but the ashes over him and rubbed
So
them on
fucking harsh.
And it sort of reminded me of that. But yeah, go on, man.
Okay, that was such a brilliant segment. I want to talk so much about it right now, but we won't. This whole what Paige said, I thought it was, like you said, really edgy, borderline shit. I mean, I think
That's what you want.
Exactly. I mean, it's PG. I mean, but the fact is, there's still people like us watching. We still want to see the rated R superstar stuff. Sorry, edges in my mind from something else. But I think that's what we want to see. It's borderline, but it also doesn't really affect PG viewers.
Yeah.
I mean, like, kids are gonna go, oh, that was bad, or whatever.
Yeah, it's not gonna ruin. They're not gonna have nightmares over it.
There's so many other things. If you want to be picky as a kid watching it, right? Watching wrestling, there's so many things that you can be picky about. As a PG viewer, you are not supposed to see, right? But if you start bitching and moaning about what that sentence, that's just fucking ridiculous.
I thought it was just brilliant. I all night when I was watching Raw, I was like, why is that the last? Why have they put that as the final segment of Raw?
I was so happy that they did it.
You was happy they done it?
Yeah. Why were you thinking not?
I was thinking, you've got Cesaro versus Reigns.
Oh, okay.
Have that match, obviously the main event match, but it wasn't even the main event match, was it? It was Kalisto and Del Rio.
Yeah, that was weird. That I felt really weird.
Which was a pretty shit match anyway. But yeah, put Cesaro and Reigns as your main event. I just found it. Obviously, it makes sense now that why Paige and Charlotte was the final segment.
Yeah.
But at the time, I was like, why have you done that? When you've got Cesaro, you've got them matches on the card, Neville and Owens, which wasn't going to be main event, but
that was a
sick
brilliant
match.
opener.
Ambrose versus Ziggler and Cesaro versus Reigns. You'd think Cesaro Reigns would be the final segment, like match or whatever on Raw. But now it makes sense. The Divas Championship contract signing was there. But so there you are. I swerved on that, I suppose, because I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, here we go again. But...
No, but I know. I see what you're saying, but I see it this way, right? Everyone bitches and moans about how the Divas division, the whole Revolution shit, like, give the Divas more screen time.
That made them more relevant.
Yes.
Putting them on last. I was just about to say that
exactly.
as well. But,
exactly it, man. Because the moment I realized, holy shit, this is going to be the last segment. This is fucking brilliant. Because if you had the contract signings from as far as I can remember, always end Raw, right?
Yeah.
it's the big thing leading into the pay-per-view, the most exciting thing. These are the two main guys. Obviously, not girls, but I'm talking about the last 10 million contract signings.
Yeah.
They're like, holy shit, these guys are actually in a ring together.
Yeah.
And once that's over, you just think, I want to watch the live series. I want to watch the pay-per-view. I want to watch it. And obviously, they are like, this is the best the company offers. But the moment you put the girls in that same slot, it's like, we are standing by these two people. These two are the most entertaining people we can put forward to you to make you as a viewer buy our pay-per-view or sign up to the network or whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, I see that as a great move.
Oh yeah.
Very, very good move. And like, yeah, the booking, not the booking, but the card to have fucking Del Rio go after Reigns, that made no sense. Not because of Del Rio, but more because of was it Kalisto.
Yeah.
That guy, man. He should be like that. Should have been like the second match in Raw or something.
Yeah. That was a strange one. That was a strange way to book that match, I think.
I'm just getting a sweet chat. You're gonna hear that one.
I thought he was hitting the gym and dieting, man.
Yeah.
Since we've been here, all I've seen you do is eat pie, chips, and sweets, fucking hell, and drink beer. Look at that. Oh. Anyway, health freak over there. So, do you think? So again, we go back to the fans moaning. Obviously, a select few moaning about that was too real. For instance, what Paige done, what she said, too close to the mark, crossing the line. But obviously, there would be the conversation backstage. Like WWE would probably put forward the idea.
Definitely.
Charlotte, or Ashley is her real name. Are you happy for us to do this? To get the story over more, to just sell this match. Are you happy for this? And it was interesting because they said, of course Charlotte agreed to it.
Yeah.
Paige would obviously have to agree to it as well. Would she really want to say something like that? They said it was reported that Ric Flair knew about it. Apparently Flair didn't know about it, and I think he was backstage at Raw. I don't know, but apparently he didn't even know about it going on. But I don't know. Again, though, it's not like it was just Paige has just come up with the idea. Oh, I'm going to say this to you. Blah, blah, blah. The people got to realise, like, people have approved this, so it's fine to say that. You know, and the there was definitely real tears from Charlotte as well. I think it is.
Yeah, I mean,
you thought it was.
When I first looked at it, I was like, it's either really, really bad acting or that's real. It sounds really stupid, but it just looked bad because I'm like just thinking, if you're really trying to cry like that, then you're a terrible actress. But if it's real tears, of course, it's going to come in any way.
I think that was real tears.
I mean, you are talking about your dead brother.
Yeah, exactly. So
why wouldn't you be sad?
Yeah, and I thought, do you know what? Before I haven't watched it back either, but at the time before, I think Paige was in the ring first, before Charlotte came out, and I don't know. I was sort of looking at Paige. I was thinking something doesn't really look right with her. It looked like she had been crying, but I haven't watched it back. That was just at the time. I thought she looks like she's been upset.
Yes.
Her eyes looked red.
Her eyes were completely bloodshot.
Yeah, and I was thinking, I sort of went, oh, whatever. And as I watched it, and then that happened, I completely forgot about it till now. And I was thinking, her eyes were bloodshot.
No, they were.
So I wonder
bloodshot.
If there was, I don't know, like was she happy doing it? I don't know. It could have been any reason.
Man, because when she came down to the ring, the first thing I noticed was
her boobs.
Okay, besides her boobs, of course, we're looking at the boobs. But like after looking at her boobs and a push-up bra, like the second thing I noticed was I thought there was something wrong with her eyelash. Right. I actually thought like when she blinked or something, I was like, why is there like red makeup on your eyelid? And is there something wrong with your eyelash? But then I noticed, holy shit, her eyes are absolutely bloodshot. First thing I think of, are you drunk? But being British. By the way, we British, so that's not a diss to British people. I have a beer with me now, but like I was just thinking, are you drunk? And obviously that was a split second, and I just realized. Then I started to think, no, am I seeing things? Are your eyes really bloodshot? And then I know Charlotte came in the ring, And I remember looking back at Paige, there was a close up and was definitely red. And then like maybe about 5 seconds later, I felt like they were absolutely fine.
Mm.
And I just in my mind it registered as I was just seeing things, and then I just listened to the two girls
I didn't
continue.
even. I've only just thought back to it, thinking, "Fuck!" I remember seeing her and thinking, "Shit, she
Yeah.
looks upset or something's up."
Oh,
But
no, I wonder what happened.
no idea. It could be any. It might not have been anything. But I'm glad you noticed it as well. It
Yeah,
wasn't just
yeah.
me being a dick. But even though when they had their brawl, that was brilliant. That felt real. It was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
Charlotte
When
is
she
pissed off.
exactly
And fair play to them, and I hope they have
there
a
was that
fantastic match.
was that a spear into the barricade? Do you remember that?
Oh, I think so. I think so.
That looked so fucking awesome.
So good.
So awesome. I mean, I'm absolutely loving the Divas, their matches recently.
Yeah.
I think that
Apart from what we spoke about a few weeks ago, where they're doing the bit of Team Bella against PCB, I didn't enjoy.
I
them.
like their main
Yeah.
matches. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Let's say like
Was it last week they had the Fatal 4-Way, or the week before to determine the number one contender?
see those
What
kind
a
of
match!
matches.
What a match!
Those the ones that for example, if you look at the card of Raw, I would say the Dudley Boys. Who do they face again?
What, this week?
Yeah,
The Ascension.
Yeah, those kind of matches are like just there to pull up the card or
Oh, so you
pull
say
up
about the
Kota.
Ascension. I really want the Ascension to be this really relevant team. 'Cause I think they give it. They look. Their attire looks great. They got the potential, I think. But well, what's going on?
There's
And
no time for them.
but they were put together in a cool little thing with Stardust, wasn't they? Yeah, we know where they were like always with Stardust for a few weeks. But
Honestly, can't remember.
Really-
Probably fast
it's
forward.
literally the last couple of weeks, but they just seem to have dropped that now because Stardust wasn't with them or whatever. So don't know what they're doing with them, to be honest. But sorry, back to your point.
That's what I was trying to say. It's just like those kind of pointless matches, and that's how I felt with like. Well, what I'm saying is that those are the matches I don't pay attention to when it comes to the Divas. But when it comes to like a pay-per-view match between the number one contender and the title holder, or the number one contenders match, the match to determine the number one contender. I mean, they've really been performing, I think, more than I can remember, really.
Yeah. It's exciting.
Not the whole Divas division, the select few.
You don't. I haven't looked at a Divas match since AJ Lee was in it and thought, I can't wait for that title match at this pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And I'm really looking forward to Paige vs Charlotte now this Sunday, and that's testament to them too, and the likes of Becky Lynch, Sasha Banks. They've made it relevant.
Yeah.
Again. But anyway, let's move on from that now.
Mm-hmm.
Let's look at Raw. It started with actually, first of all, it started with tributes to Paris attacks. Yeah. Brilliant. That was good.
We actually didn't talk about it. That's
we didn't.
Fucked up shit, but
awful stuff.
Let's not talk about it.
Yeah, but great for WWE to acknowledge that and have
nice.
The roster on the stage. So after that, they had Brothers of Destruction come out. Obviously, cut their promo like Bray Wyatt, "You will rest in peace." And then
brilliant.
And when the Wyatts come out, they cut there. They said what they had to say. How cool was it when the lights went out? Come back on, the Undertaker's Druids had fucking sheep masks on.
I thought
they attacked the Brock. Didn't really attack them because they could have attacked them better. In a way.
I thought I thought you like the way that whole promo was done. I was like, you know my opinion. If you guys listen to, I think it was the first or the second podcast that we did, I shared my views on Bray Wyatt and his gimmick. But like I mentioned as well, I said, well, the Undertaker, it's already solid for 25 years. We just accept it nowadays. But you put Bray Wyatt's family and gimmick and you mix it with the Undertaker and you try to make comparisons like they were doing, saying, no, I'm the new face of fear and we are the real people of darkness or whatever. I kind of bought into it. I did. I really did.
Yeah.
And then when I was wrapped into their world of obviously kayfabe, if you're going to say that, and Bray said, what was his line? He said, "You're something of darkness." What did he call those guys?
I can't remember now.
I just thought that was a great line. And the lights go off, like you say, and they had the masks on, and I was just like, fuck me, you guys are doing a great fucking job with this promo. This thing is getting fucking awesome. They get in the ring, and within a few seconds, they back out on the floor. I was like, what?
How awesome was that fucking choke slam from Taker? He got that
with Kane, the one he did with Kane. Did he only do one choke slam?
No, just on this. There was just one where he picked up this guy, obviously one of the druids, had him so high and just fucking slammed him to the mat. And I don't know if it's the same guy, but did you notice someone's mask come off?
Yes, I did.
And but obviously he had a black thing over his face.
How brilliant was that?
How funny would it have been though? And it was good thinking from WWE, because imagine if they chokeslammed or whatever, and the mask come off. And it was like a local, I don't know, independent wrestler or something. And then I was like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, exactly.
So that was very good thinking. Or someone from the roster or something. Like, Tyler Breeze under that, I don't know. But I thought that was very good thinking and planning from WWE. But that chokeslam, watch it back, man. That was an amazing chokeslam. So high it wasn't, just slammed to the mat.
Before we move on, you're talking about good thinking about WWE and the whole mask thing. I think that they always wear that.
As in what?
The whole full body face thing. Right. Because they have the hoods. Yeah. And obviously you don't want them, because obviously most likely it's going to be a white person on there, and then white skin against.
So racist.
I say racist.
So racist.
Okay, let's not be racist.
Yeah. I'm joking, man. I'm white, I'm not offended.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying though, right?
Yeah.
Like, it is, well, let's say, let me take that back. I'll take it back. But like, if there is a white person underneath there, let's say it that way, it's gonna be so visible. You don't wanna, even with like the lights off, because it is light. It's the blue light that's shining on you. So
of course, yeah. But no, that was a brilliant segment, and hopefully that'll be. I don't know. Who do you think the two people the two Wyatts that are gonna face Taker and Kane?
Something tells me it's not going to be Bray.
It has to be Bray, though, doesn't it? Like I thought that as well, but it has to be Bray.
I think one of them is definitely Strowman, and I'm 90% sure Bray, but I have this feeling it's not going to be.
Yeah, I don't know. It has to. I think Bray Wyatt has to be in the match, and I think it'll be Strowman as well. But I don't know. But in terms of the match, surely Bray has to go over in this match.
Yeah.
He has to. This time around, he has to go over.
But
they have to get the win.
He could just lost to Lesnar.
I don't know. I think it's fitting though. 25th anniversary of the Undertaker. This is the perfect time to pass the torch now.
Exactly.
And let Bray Wyatt run with it. I think that. I think Bray will go over, but there's a part of me that still thinks, Taker and Kane are going to win it. Either way, I'm hoping for a very good match. I'm still pissed off it's 2v2. You never know, it might change and be 4v2, or hopefully it will be a 4v4, surprisingly. But I still think it'll be the tag match. But I
think it's so fucking stupid from WWE's side to fucking do 2-on-2.
Well, they've missed a trick, haven't they? Yeah. But apparently it was announced. It must have been on SmackDown, obviously taped Tuesday night. Right. Last night, and there is going to be a 4v4 or 5v5 Survivor Series match.
Don't even fucking promote it on the Raw.
And it's probably gonna. I'm guessing it's going to be on the pre-show, probably.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
That's nothing. I was just thinking, where else are they going to put that on the card? But
and it's going to be with
who's it going to be? About. Yeah, exactly. There's no real storyline for any other.
You know what I saw?
It'll probably be Dudley's. And something like Dudley's and Usos against New Day and Ascension. Yeah, New Day and Ascension. Return for Spike Dudley.
Oh, that would be brilliant.
Yeah, but anyway, that probably won't happen. But yeah, so you was going to say something.
I was going to say something. You know, we spoke about that tournament and who's going to be in it, and I'm sure we mentioned Miz.
Yeah.
And from that day, I forgot that he existed until today when I was watching Raw, and they were like, which is quite good, on SmackDown, the four guys in the semis, or from the semifinals of the tournament, are going to be on Miz's show. And I was like, Miz, you weren't even in the fucking tournament. What the fuck's going on? Is he fucking injured or something? I don't even recall seeing a Miz match in a long time.
Was he not in the tournament?
No.
I'm trying to think back to when it started last week when I was there at Raw.
He's not filming because he's on programming, like on SmackDown.
Yeah. But yeah, that's another example. Like but there's another discussion that I want to talk about with Miz. It's too long for now.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do it next week. I mentioned it to you last week about like we'll quickly go into it. Like how is he underrated at what he does for that company? Basically,
Right.
The
Okay.
Miz. Like he can wrestle, he can talk. Like he's got Miz TV, he can do movies.
Yeah.
Like is he really? He's quite a big part of that company. Is he underrated by fans?
Definitely. If he. Oh man. Okay.
Do they not appreciate him enough?
I definitely don't appreciate Miz, and I could be in that corner.
And it was fucking bullshit that he headlined WrestleMania and Punk didn't.
Oh. Yeah. Like that is such a long topic, but we can go into that next time.
We can.
Bitch about that.
So we keep bringing up Punk. We need a CM Punk podcast, like just to
Just
get
what-
it, just to get it out of our systems. Because everything we talk about is like, how we can bring up CM Punk, and I'll make sure I'll be merched up as well, like I am tonight. Anyway, moving on. There's a few. There was very good matches on Raw. Neville and Owens. Fuck me.
What a fucking strong open, man.
Holy shit! It was just perfect timing. The match length, was perfect. Neville was fantastic. Owens was a great heel in it, and it was just such a good match.
I hate to skip right to the end, but after that pop-up powerbomb, whenever he does it, that face he pulls and the way he just stands there like, I'm the shit. I just fucked you, and I'm gonna cover you now. You know it's over. I mean, I love the guy. 5-6 years ago, if you just showed me a picture of him and said this guy's gonna be the IC champion, and in 5 years' time, and be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
The fuck does that guy have to do with anything? He looks like shit, kind of thing. Obviously, with my like the way you are with Punk, I am with Lesnar. So I guess I'm not really tuned into liking the person who doesn't look like a massive beast.
Yeah.
But watching Owens wrestle, man, he's so good.
So good. And he gives it his all in every single match I've watched him. Such a great wrestler and a great character as well. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And Neville as well. We have to speak a bit about Neville. Like
flying all over the place.
Yeah. Amazing. Didn't he go for his red arrow like 4 times in that match? Like obviously a few like the other 3 times where he didn't actually.
He did one of the second rope, didn't he? And that just me felt so quick. It just was like bang, bang, red arrow, bang, cover.
These are the matches you want to see. And again, the new talent, as you say, like I don't know, it's not the same old shit with them two. It's like you could watch that match or them two go at it for years and years. Like if they perform like that, like no one would moan about it.
Exactly.
Other good match. So obviously Owens won and he progressed.
Yeah.
To the semi-final,
which I think should happen. I think that's a good move.
Oh, I thought he was about to say it was shit.
No, that's a good move.
So he's in the semi-finals.
Yep.
Survivor Series. Ambrose versus Ziggler. What do you think of that?
Ambrose and Ziggler. I thought, as usual, I think their chemistry was good. I think the way they obviously sold each other's moves or whatever they did, I think it was just a really good match overall. I wouldn't count it as the most exciting match of the night.
Yeah.
I won't count it as, I won't count it as the top 3 even, but like
of the night.
Yeah, let's say not matches, but segments overall, so including the Paige segment.
Right.
I wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe I like Ziggler. Here's another controversial thing for you. Not Ambrose's biggest fan of his gimmick, even though his promo was kind of cool after the match.
I will say one thing about Ambrose. I love all 3 of the Shield members.
Yeah.
And as we mentioned before Rollins got injured, they're running the show there and whatnot. There's one thing I heard someone say. I was listening to a Raw podcast today, funny enough, and someone said about Dean Ambrose, and they say, JBL sitting there like, Dean Ambrose, he's so unpredictable.
Yeah.
Well, no, he's not unpredictable. He's actually quite predictable. His moves, like where he goes to the middle rope and he and runs out. He's very predictable. But I think he's a good wrestler. His character's great. And I'm glad he won. I'm glad he's through. I think it's gonna gear up to Ambrose versus Reigns.
I would have so badly would have wanted to see Ziggler instead.
What, Ziggler and Reigns?
Instead of Ambrose, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Why?
But why?
Yeah.
Because Ziggler works so fucking hard.
He does, yeah. I'm a massive fan of Ziggler.
He sells fucking brilliantly. He just deserves it. He deserves the shot.
He does, but it makes total sense. The final, well, it might not even be this, but in my head, the final two has to be Reigns, Ambrose.
I agree.
Here is where you decide who will be the heel. Moving forward.
I see what you're saying, and I agree, man.
And I don't think they necessarily have to join the Authority either. They could just be a heel on their own, but whoever is the heel is going to join the Authority.
I think it'll just feel off if they don't.
Yeah.
I think they'll just feel off. It will feel off, and I loved the backstage segments where they show. I think it was after the Owens match.
Where they showed Hunter,
yes.
that was good.
I love it. I love Triple H. I mean, if we want to be people talk about, we do talk about the guys how they really are behind the scenes, though, behind their character. Apparently Triple H is not the best guy or whatever, but I think I would always love him just because of he's work in the ring over the years. I think
he's a fucking legend, man.
Yeah.
The matches. Well, I grew up watching him as a kid, and he entertained me for years and years, and still does now. But so that Ambrose. What I liked about Ambrose and Ziggler, obviously, Ambrose won clean. I thought that was that's a good thing. And I thought there's loads of great spots in the match. As you said, Ziggler always gives it his all. He gave it his all in that match. He performed really well. So did Ambrose. But right at the end, obviously after the win, Ambrose got hold of the mic, and this sort of tells me is this his time now to be to turn heel because of the stuff he says. If I win the championship on Sunday, this place is going to change. People won't be wearing suits.
Yeah.
There will be less talking. There will be more action. I'm going to swap Michael Cole with a fishbowl, or whatever he said, or put him in a fishbowl. He said something, but I don't know. He was just on a bit of a run. I'm going to change this place. Is that indication he is going to turn heel Sunday? I don't know.
It's me the opposite because
it could because they want fans to think, oh, here we go, and then I would rather Reigns be heel. He needs it. He needs the heel turn more than Ambrose does.
Do you know why I think it's not going to be Ambrose based on that segment? Because he said no suits. And what are the Authority? Suit wearing motherfuckers.
That's suit wearing motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Triple H.
Yeah, I didn't.
When he was champ, he was coming out in a suit.
Yeah,
so
I didn't think of that at all. Well, that's fucked my theory. Put that straight out the window. Replace me with a fishbowl. But that's a good point. But regardless of that, anyway, I think we discussed this many a time. I think Reigns needs the heel turn. Sunday is perfect.
But I can't see it. I just cannot see it.
Again, criticise Reigns now. Fuck me, he's talking on the mic, so scripted. You could tell he was standing backstage with a bit of paper, reading through that, again and again and again, or talking to himself in the mirror, going through it. He might as well. It's so rehearsed, and it comes across that way. Is that his fault? I don't know, but it could be what WWE are giving him to talk about. But it bores the fan, doesn't it? And that's what's not helping him.
Bores people like us.
Yeah. Doesn't bore the kids.
Yeah, it's the new Cena, isn't it?
Mm.
I don't take handouts. Everything I have, I earned. Whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm just like thinking, fuck you. And I don't want to think that with Reigns. I think he's entertaining when he's wrestling.
Yeah.
But against certain people, I like Big Show.
Yeah,
no one can carry that.
Put someone great against him, like someone great with wrestling ability, Cesaro, man. Fucking what a match!
I mean, yeah.
That fucking cartwheel Cesaro done off the top rope.
I was like, what the fuck just happened? Because, okay, yeah, it was, I think, again, I think I was wooed a bit by Cesaro in the beginning of that match more than Reigns. But I think as the match went on, it took both of them to do what they did.
Yeah.
So it's not one person in that match.
I noticed a couple of things with Reigns in the match as well, and one thing springs to mind now is there's a few little heel sort of moves from Reigns in that match. Like they're on the outside by the barricade, and he put the big boot to the face of Cesaro. That's a heel move. That. So I don't know. I thought that was a really good match. And what I said last week, how about when I moaned and bitched and whatnot about it's Reigns versus Big Show again, and it doesn't help Reigns facing the Big Show.
No.
Like put him there you go. Put him against someone who's very good like Cesaro. He has a great match.
But I'll go back to what I said. I said last week that I was young, and I saw guys lift up the Big Show, and I was like, holy shit, he's strong as fuck. He lifted the biggest. Obviously, they sell him as the world's largest athlete. And the moment you see someone picking up the world's largest athlete, you think, fuck, he can pick up anyone. He must be ridiculously strong. So I think it helps from the kids' perspective.
Yeah.
Younger audience, but not us.
Yeah, it's all fucking younger audience again, isn't it?
Do you know really, like, this is why I go back to Edge, right? Because I watched, like I told you earlier, what was it, ECW 2006 One Night Stand.
What a pay-per-view.
Fuck me, but we were watching Edge, Lita, Mick Foley versus Terry Funk, Tommy Dreamer, and I can't remember that girl's name that wrestled with them. But obviously Edge wasn't champion there, but I think in 2006 he was champion, like later on.
Yeah.
Or 2007 at least. And he was the Raystar superstar, literally getting head in the middle of the ring in front of everyone. He fucked her in the middle of the ring, and then he covers that poor girl with the whole.
Looks like he's banging her.
Yeah, it looks like he's fucking her with her legs spread open, and he was the champ. He was a heel, and he was the fucking man.
The cat just fucking attacked me there.
Uses our chairs as a scratching
She
post.
used my ribs. Anyway, sorry.
Oh man, yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, like that was wrestling back then, and now we have the whole, let's say Cesaro, I'm gonna swing you around until you're dizzy, and we have Roman Reigns going around saying, or John Cena saying, I don't care about those guys. I care about the little girls and kids screaming for me in the audience. I'm like, what about us?
Yeah, exactly. But that's the way WWE are.
Fucking annoying.
Exactly. That's their audience, isn't it? But what about? So that's Raw covered pretty much the best bits. Stars to be pushed. There's plenty, isn't there? Like you've just got to look at Raw.
Yeah.
You got Neville Owens, Ambrose, Ziggler, Cesaro. There's so many stars there they can push. Like who do you think? I can put Tyler Breeze into that as well. Like who do you? Do you know what? I've said and you said I've moaned about Tyler Breeze's gimmick. Have you watched Breaking Ground on the network?
No.
Watch Breaking Ground. You will change your opinion on Tyler Breeze.
Okay.
I did. I think it's the second episode, probably the third. He basically says why he decided to go down that route of that character.
Okay.
You respect the guy after, and
I will, because I will watch it.
He's a great wrestler, man.
But I think a lot of it pissed me off because in 2K16, he was my first rival, and I hated his gimmick, and I couldn't beat him. And I'm like, I can't beat this dick. And I was like, I'm still learning the control. Oh, fucking.
Still learning the controls. You just suck at that game.
They have fucking changed the shit out of the controls, man.
Whining.
I didn't play 15. What did I play? WWE 13.
Yeah.
Punk.
Yeah.
Game. Yeah. But anyway, sorry, continue. You were saying.
But yeah, so stars to be pushed. Who do you want to see pushed? Obviously, we see. Oh yeah, we want to see Cesaro pushed. Like who do you think they should push? Like I don't know. Next year.
Owens.
I
mean, yes. Obviously, I think you say not Cesaro. I'm also not considering Ziggler.
Only because we talk about and everybody talks about push Cesaro, push Ziggler. Like, who else?
Definitely Owens then.
New star. Yeah, Owens.
So good, man. Good on the mic. Good entrance music. He's a real dick heel. I love it.
Fucking brilliant heel.
Yeah.
I
The
hate to see him
beard.
as a face. I think, like, he's got to
Well,
kick that guy
oh
heel.
God, can you imagine seeing him as a? That's what really puts me off, guys. Especially when you see them as such a fucking great heel,
Mm.
and then it feels like I'm gonna strip everything that's good about this guy out of him and give you this.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, from a wrestler's point of view, or from a performer's point of view, like turning heel is great. Going from a heel to face is great for them because if they're over as a face straight away, aren't they? Like, because kids love it, merchandise money.
Yeah.
Little, I don't know, little John and Daddy, I want a Kevin Owens t-shirt now. And like, I don't know, like just because he's a good guy, but yeah, so that's great. But that's one guy I would not want to see as a face. He's just such a good heel man, and he would have been that. That was who I was going to say as well. Kevin Owens. I'd love to see him have a run.
His moveset, man.
Win Money in the Bank or something.
What a fucking good.
Think about Money in the Bank next year. What a match they can put together for Money in the Bank. Neville, Owens.
Oh, I'd love to see Neville.
Whack Ambrose back in there as well. Man, they can have a sick Money in the Bank next year.
Oh, can you imagine Owens, the fucking Money in the Bank, running around for a year, causing shit?
Not your Sheamus.
Yeah. Fucking Sheamus, so boring with the Money in the Bank. So boring. Kevin Owens can bring that excitement back to the Money in the Bank.
I mean, it was exciting when Seth had it.
Fucking brilliantly.
To me, it seemed until recently when they've mentioned, like in the tournament, that Sheamus has also got the Money in the Bank contract as well. He can cash in even if he loses in the tournament. But like it's been up to that point, it's been so irrelevant. Like you just forget, Sheamus has got the Money in the Bank contract. You don't think Sheamus can come out now. What an opportunity for him to come out and tease that he's going to cash in. Well, you had that with Rollins, you've had that with other stars in the past, but yeah, with Sheamus, it's just been so irrelevant. When the fuck's he going to cash in? Could be this Sunday.
You know what? I would say the chances are much higher than usual at this pay-per-view, but
please not Mania for Sheamus to fucking cash in. Don't ever do that again. After Rollins thing, I hope they never do that again now because that was such a good moment.
I'm happy for them to do it again.
Do it in 6-7 years time, not next year.
Not next year, definitely not next year. But
they'll never beat that for me.
When? Fuck, he's gonna have to cash in soon, right?
Well, he gets a year, doesn't he? So I don't know what's that.
But think about it, right? You have pretty much WrestleMania season kicking off from Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble's in April.
Yeah.
Right. Sheamus has to have a decent run.
Yeah.
As champion.
Yeah.
So that has to be at least 6 months.
Yeah.
With Money in the Bank. Oh yeah, well, Money in the Bank is how many pay-per-views after Mania?
3 maybe. I don't know.
So we have 3 pay-per-views, right? So that's like 3 months. The guy who wins at Mania. Oh fuck! Unless we have Reigns champion through Mania all the way till fucking Sheamus cashes in.
Yeah.
It's probably what's gonna happen, right?
Possibly. I just don't want to see Sheamus. I hope when he does cash in, he fucking fails. It's so bad. I haven't got anything against Sheamus. I think he's a good wrestler. And we saw that last week. But you want to see someone else, not Sheamus.
I think he had his time as champion just...
When he was champion, when he was feuding with Cena, I mean, I went for a stage where I stopped watching it for a bit. And when I got back into it again, he was feuding with Cena.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. I thought Sheamus was great then as that heel feuding with Cena. It was really good. But for me, he's never been like that since. And
there's something about it, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
I think
the fact he looks stupid.
You look stupid.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But like, you get your chance. I guess you talk about a rapper, right? He gets his chance. He has 3 albums at the most, where everyone loves him. By the time it's the fourth album, no one cares anymore.
Like
And
his time's gone, basically.
Yeah.
You're not relevant now. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Same with wrestlers now.
Yeah, exactly. They have their little spurts in their career, and then bang, everyone's bored.
When you have someone like Sheamus who got dropped into the main event straight away, and he had his great feuds with Cena, like you say, he had those 2-3 years, and then now it's like, okay, you were at the top straight away. You didn't get that chance like you get someone like, I don't know, let's say Rollins, perfect example. NXT went to being a champion NXT, brought under the Shield, did like 2 years of the Shield, something.
Yeah, must be.
In that time, he was tag team champions. Then he broke away from the Shield. Then he was Money in the Bank, and then all this stuff. Like he's still that's new, that's new, that's new, that's new, and then he's champion, he's new. Then he's injured, and he comes back renewed. But you have Sheamus. Okay, you're a champ. Now anything that's new that happens to you, like you in the US title, well, it wasn't as good as the last 2 years.
What's he done since then? Since that championship reign? Two things I can think of was obviously Money in the Bank this year, and whatever year it was, he won King of the Ring. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, I mean, it's like that's my point. You can't when someone rushes in and they push him straight away. What's his replay value, if that's the word to use? Like, what's exciting now? Nothing's exciting because you were at the top.
Unfortunately, he's another one of them guys. His music hits. You're watching the show like, not this guy. But again, I think he's a good wrestler. But it's just the way he was pushed in the first place, and I don't know. He just hasn't done anything for me to sit back. I really want to see Sheamus tonight on Raw. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just doesn't feel relevant anymore. But we've both agreed then the star to be pushed next year that we want to see is
Kevin Owens.
Fight Owens, fight.
Fight Owens, fight. That was
Fight
it.
Owens, fight. Fight Owens, fight. Yeah, man. I saw a funny tweet. Wasn't funny. Don't know why I said it was funny, but he tweeted earlier actually. Something along the lines of 17 days. Something like finally after 17 days, 15 matches, 5 different countries. This is the best day. I'm finally home with my wife and kids.
Nice.
In 17 days, 5 countries, 15 matches, and now he's at home. That is, you've got to respect every single wrestler.
Yeah.
For that. That is
because you know what,
that is amazing, isn't it?
If that was a one-off tour,
which is not.
You'd say, "Fuck you, shut up. That's amazing. I go and sit under neon lights."
You're living your dream. Do it, but they're doing that every. Fuck me, they're on the road all the time, aren't
they? That European tour is 2 times a year.
Yeah.
And that's not the only outside America tour they do.
No, they go everywhere. They go Australia.
And it's the same places.
Yeah.
Obviously, your first or second tour is going to be like, oh wow.
Well, they've been to Japan this year as well, haven't they? They've done the Beast in the East thing, network event.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a hectic schedule, and you see why people tire and pick up injuries because their bodies are just.
Yeah.
They're not really having time to recover from matches, are they? Because they're sleeping in shitholes and travelling.
Matches.
In 17 days, 15 matches, 5 different countries. That's fucking mental. And then he puts on a fucking match like he did again with Neville.
Yeah.
Testament to the guy. There you go. I want to see him push next year really badly now.
Then now he has to do 2 matches on Sunday. Well, potentially 2 matches.
Potentially, but yeah, fucking, and probably doing house shows now.
Yeah.
Up till then, SmackDown. But I want to mention there was rumours this week, or probably last week as well. Goldberg.
Right.
Possibly putting the feelers out there that he wants WWE return. He comes out, says TNA have contacted him. Do you think he's just saying WWE come and get me? Would you like to see him back in WWE?
I would love to see him back in WWE. Whether he can still wrestle, I don't know. I definitely would love to see him back, no question about it. I do know he's been doing a lot of MMA. I know, in the last time I checked, pretty much. I don't know if he's still doing it, but I know he's still fit. But he's always said that he left. One of the reasons why he left was because it wasn't. He does it for the kids, and the product wasn't suitable for kids.
Mhm.
Now it is. Ever since we went PG, everyone's like, Goldberg's coming back, and now that there's finally some sort of rumors where he's actually said, I listened to an interview of his, and he was like, there have been talks at WWE. I mean, I've said, it's okay, but you just need to give me the right deal.
Mm.
So in that way, I think it's not like I'm dying to come back. It's more that if the money is there, then hell yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I think it's that kind of attitude. But I'd love to see him back.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see the rematch.
Brock and
where they actually give a shit and they put on a show.
Yeah, they're both leaving, wasn't they?
Yeah.
When they had their Mania, was it 20? WrestleMania 20?
Yeah.
And so I watched that Brock Lesnar podcast in the end. And Lesnar couldn't even remember. I don't care. I don't know when it was. He doesn't remember. Was it Stone Cold's like, oh, so Brock has WrestleMania 20? He's like, I don't know. No, that was funny. And he's like, when he put his fingers up, that was to Vince.
Yeah. I was like,
crazy.
What?
But yeah, so Goldberg potentially coming back. I think we've run out of time now, really, haven't we? We've covered a lot, but
I think he definitely should, and I think there's a good chance he will.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Anyway, thanks guys. Thanks for listening to our podcast today. I know we went way over, but I think that we covered some really interesting topics. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. And please follow us on Twitter at We Lie Cheat Bitch. Thanks for listening, guys. Take care.
See you guys.
If you're not cheating, you're not trying.
We lie, we cheat,
We
we
bitch.
steal. We lie, we cheat,
We
we
bitch.
steal. Mamacita, we got that passion that's lasting long. Mujeres fall in love with that Latin charm. One woman isn't enough.